All right, we're live. So welcome back to Dapp University. So the metaverse, this is a topic that everybody's talking about online when it comes to like Web3, crypto, where this space is headed next, okay? But there's a lot of confusion about what the metaverse actually is and what are the signs of actual metaverse adoption. So I actually saw several things come out yesterday as I was kind of watching the space that point to this space, pushing forward, particularly with the metaverse, very quickly. Okay, so we're going to talk about that so you can understand this in this video today. All right, we're going to look at the crypto markets, check in on those, answer some of your questions, and a lot more. So if you're new around here, hey, I'm Gregory, and on this channel, I turn you into a blockchain master. So if that's something that you're interested in, then smash that like button down below for the YouTube algorithm and subscribe to this channel. And if you want to learn how to master blockchain step-by-step, start to finish, then head on over to dappuniversity.com/bootcamp to get started today. Last but not least, like nothing I'm saying this to videos does not be financial advice for you. And there's lots of scammers in the comment section below. Like, I'm never going to give you my phone number on YouTube. That's absolutely crazy. I'm never going to DM you on a social network, try to get you into like a secret chat room to secure some sort of investment. Like, this is just never going to happen. So we got people jumping in the chat here. We got Lee, Robbie, Wendy, Alden, Shenny, Automatic Beats, Rodrigo, THX Like This, Technically, Joe, MH, Chad, Bruno. Welcome. All right, so let's jump into this. Let's talk about the metaverse, all right? So this is a huge topic within the crypto space, blockchain space, Web3, whatever you want to call it. I'm just going to call everything that is enabled by blockchain technology, blockchain space, okay? And the blockchain technology and the blockchain trend has been taking off like crazy, particularly in the past couple of years in terms of adoption. And within that entire mega trend, there are smaller trends, right? There's cryptocurrencies, there's NFTs, there's Web 3.0, there is Metaverse. Now, some of these things, like these are all circles, right? And there's some overlapping circles on that Venn diagram, but these are all kind of smaller trends all within it. You can also throw blockchain gaming in there too, right? So let's talk particularly about the Metaverse because this is a trend that is moving forward quite quickly, and I want to point to some evidence of that I saw come out yesterday. So this is the first thing. So this year, Oculus has sold more headsets than Microsoft did Xboxes. Okay. So 2021 was the year of VR, and I have only one stat to show you why. Here, basically, Oculus sold more headsets than Microsoft did Xboxes. This marks the beginning of AR, VR's predominance. So it's an entire thread, which you can see more details here. I won't get into every single aspect of this, okay? But this is some really interesting statistics compared to Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo. Now, it's still significantly less than Nintendo's peak sales from 2020, but considering the fact that, AR, VR is really a new technology that in terms of its sophistication, right? And its consumer readiness, I'll put it that way, okay? So why is this a big deal for Metaverse? So there's a lot of people who are scratching their head going, hey, what is this metaverse thing anyways? Like, is this just a thing like made up by VCs to like scam people out of tokens and, have some really big profitable investment opportunity that's ultimately not going to go anywhere? So there's definitely some of that going on for sure. But here's the real truth about metaverse. Nobody knows exactly what it's going to look like in its final form. And I know that doesn't make a lot of people very comfortable when you hear that said on a video like this, but that's the nature of new technology in many cases. You see what its potential is, but you don't exactly know where it's going to go, what's going to work, and all that type of stuff. The same is true for the metaverse. But let's look at some characteristics of the metaverse to say, like, hey, these are certain things about it that they're likely going to be part of whatever sticks long term. So, you can think of the metaverse in a few different ways. Let's think about the things that make the metaverse work. So first of all is, so people talk about it being like an embodied internet, okay? So where you have this next dimension of experience with others, right, online, whether you have the 2D experience now, it's on your phone or on your computer, right? But Metaverse takes it into a 3D embodied internet world powered by augmented reality or virtual reality, okay? And that's one of the reasons that you see this is significant. The fact that we see AR, VR sales up, all right, I don't think is an accident. So also, just backstory, I mean, Facebook, the company that owns Facebook, Instagram, Oculus, is responsible for this, is rebranding their entire parent company to Meta to focus on the metaverse. That's an official stance from Facebook, the company itself. So I mean, you're seeing, like, you could say, like, oh, well, Oculus sales are up just because people want to do other stuff with Oculus. It has nothing to do with metaverse. That also could be true. But if you take that, if you take Facebook's mission with what's going on with Oculus sales, they have a high incentive to sell Oculus specifically for their at least version of metaverse experience. And so I have a feeling that, we're going to see this continue on, specifically with Oculus, because they want to capitalize off metaverse trend however they can. And Oculus is going to be a big part of that, in my opinion. Okay, so the next thing is, so that's definitely one aspect of metaverse, is the ability to experience the internet with augmented reality or virtual reality. Now, like I said before, you could do that without a metaverse. You could do that just inside of a video game, inside somebody's server somewhere. But part of what makes a metaverse unique is it's powered by blockchains, where you can actually own things that, and your ownership rights are public. Like no centralized authority can say, hey, like, we own the metaverse. We own all the items that you own in the metaverse. You're just really renting them from us, okay? And I think that's people are worried about with Facebook's long-term vision of the metaverse. But that's where blockchains come into play, okay? And so, we're modeling ownership on the blockchain lots of different ways. I mean, cryptocurrency is a way that you can own money on the blockchain. And NFTs have undeniably been a massive trend this past year to see how can you own other things on blockchain besides just money. Okay? That's the whole idea of an NFT, a non-fungible token, is something that is non-fungible. So what is fungible basically means you can just trade it for something else just like it, like a coin. It doesn't matter which coin you have, they're all worth the same. Non-fungible is everything in the same collection is worth different amounts. And so you can't just trade them, so you need to know which one you have. So, NFTs have gone crazy the past year, and we're seeing more and more people pile into the NFT space, and NFTs will undeniably be a part of the metaverse because they enable exactly what I was talking about, ownership, where you're not just, playing around in somebody else's server in a VR world. You can actually own things inside the metaverse. So, Shopify has just enabled I don't know actually if it's just enabled. Sorry, I don't want to misspeak here, but let's just read exactly what's in the article. So I don't want to mislead this. So selling NFTs on Shopify. This is what broke yesterday. So Shopify released the news of their NFT platform. I don't know the status of it actually just yet. Let's look. So mint and sell your own branded NFTs with Shopify and Shopify payment right from your store. So join the NFT beta program today. So it's in beta. I don't know if you can sell them right now or if you have to join the beta and wait. I'll put a link in the live chat replay if you want to dig into this more. But this is a massive deal, okay? And you can see that you can mint and list. So on popular blockchains like Ethereum, Polygon, Near, and Flow, so it's multi-chain, sell your own way. You can do it with Shopify payments, or you can let people buy with crypto, and they'll have a crypto payment gateway to issue the NFTs, debit cards, and a lot more. Simple claiming, you can add their email, all that type of stuff, wallets. So why is this huge? Well, first of all, Shopify, if you don't know what it is, Shopify is an e-commerce platform that basically lets people, spin up an e-commerce store really with a few clicks of a button and then host it like on their own unique domain name. So honestly, a lot of the e-commerce websites that you have probably purchased things on that aren't like a big Amazon.com or like a Walmart.com or something like that, a lot of those honestly are Shopify stores, and even some really big, like multi-million dollar stores run on top of Shopify, because it's a solved problem. They really have cracked the e-commerce problem, and that scales all the way down to really small scale users who just want to do low volume sales. Maybe have a side business or something like that. We do some drop shipping. A lot of that exists on top of Shopify as well. So whole point is they have a massive network of merchants and also customers. And so the whole idea here is, you can basically point and click at least from my understanding of the article here, add NFTs to your Shopify stores. This is going to really reduce the friction of this and also enable new ways to sell NFTs. Like you may not just be buying digital collectibles. There may be other metaverse types of things where, quote unquote normies can buy without having to go to a place like OpenSea to purchase NFTs, whether it's for the metaverse, whether it's for whatever it is, right? So this is big. So, in addition to the network effect that this is generating, it's also a huge validation for the space and where it's headed. When you have a massive Web 2.0 giant like Shopify, adding to this. Okay, so if you have any doubt about where this whole entire trend is headed, like it's really hard to be too doubt too much when you see these types of Web 2.0 giants continually rolling into the space. I mean, we have Facebook rebranding to Meta, Shopify supporting NFTs. We have people like Square rebranding to the Block to specifically talk about blockchain. It just keeps on going and going and going. And, we even see stuff like this. NFTs is part of the metaverse, kind of the theme of this video. We also have Pepsi doing a NFT drop actually on chain and educating people how to do it. All right, so I'll put a link to this tweet thread down in the live chat replay so you can check this out if you want to. But basically, Pepsi mic drop Genesis NFT, a generative stock collection of unique NFTs that live on the Ethereum blockchain. So you have major brands literally talking about their NFTs on Ethereum and teaching people that if they want to purchase these things, they have to set up a wallet. They show you how to set up MetaMask. They tell you how to buy ETH. Okay, they tell you to transfer ETH into your wallet to buy the NFT. Okay, so you could argue who really cares about the Pepsi NFTs? No offense, Pepsi, if you're watching this. I'm just talking about I'm just addressing people's skepticism on here. But at the same time, it's pretty crazy that you even see something like this. And imagine the number of people that are going to be reached by this and are going to set up a MetaMask wallet for the first time to participate in this and actually buy some ETH and, go down that rabbit hole of blockchain, crypto, metaverse, all that type of stuff. So, and last thing I'll say about NFTs here and what's going on with this space. And last thing I'll say about NFTs here. I'm going. And what's going twice through. My audio's doubling. I had opened up the live stream in a different window because I wasn't sure if my live chat was I wasn't sure my live stream audio was working. So the last thing is, NFTs have been incredibly lucrative, especially for the platforms. We talk about OpenSea, how their sales volume is on chain, so people can see exactly how many fees or how much revenue and fees they've generated. And so that just invites competitors in the space. Like the Coinbase NFT platform, Shopify enabling NFT sales for their merchants, right, to drive revenue. Also support some cool new features. And we see more and more people jumping in the space. And we got news yesterday that Melania Trump, former First Lady, is not just launching an NFT, but launching an NFT platform, an entire platform. So in first public endeavor since the White House. So I don't have a ton of details on this, but those are kind of the big picture takeaways that I'm, seeing here. So it's one of those things where it's sort of probably nothing, right? There's nothing to see here. There's no massive technological trend that everyone wants a slice of. All right, so somebody says all this news and ETH is still going down. Let's go check on the cryptocurrency markets and see what's happening here. So, the news, on this type of stuff in the short term, I don't think is really having a big impact. One of the things I talk about so many things that I see in the space is really to educate people on the overall trend that's unfolding. Like we really are talking about an adoption super cycle, in my opinion. And that can accrue to the value of the cryptocurrencies themselves, because as you generate technology that's more demand, that actually has real benefits that can generate demand for the technology itself and also increase the value of cryptocurrencies. Now, it doesn't feel like that right now when you see these short-term price movements. But, we're just back to the same price level we were a couple of days ago. I know people, were hoping that the Fed pump would save us from the meeting we saw this week. I think that was good for crypto and the outlook over the coming months, and also in a short-term price pump perspective. But I also said in that live stream that, like, hey, we could this may not hold, and we could, resume our downtrend. So it looks like we've, we'll see if we've bottomed here. I mean, I don't know. We could have more pain, but zooming out, big picture, like I said, I really don't think that our uptrend on the grand scheme of things is broken. I mean, we've kind of been stuck in this range, right, from like roughly $2,000 to $4,000 most of the year. We're probably not going to see some big fireworks presentation at the end of 2021. But if you're in this for the long term, like, and this trend is still continuing, like that's still really good. You know what I mean? So let's look at it. Like I said, I try to stick to the fundamentals here. I don't try to do a lot of TA. Don't try to do a lot of, fancy guesswork about where I think the price is going to head in the short term. But I will say, and again, not financial advice, but, kind of looking at this, what I was talking about when ETH was up here around $4,000, and like when we saw that really quick price correction. So I personally did buy more. So we're just right above what my last buy-in was. I bought about $3,700. So trust me, I would definitely like the price to go up too. But what I was thinking in that time when ETH's about $4,000 is my guess was that the downside risk is probably about like 50%. You know what I mean? Like worst case scenario downside about $2,000 from a $4,000 price level, right? So when you're talking about a risk reward scenario of it could go down 50% in the short term, but over the long term likely to go up by probably at least 2x. If not significantly more, like maybe 10x on the high side. I mean, I've seen some pretty crazy price predictions for ETH, up to like $40,000, assuming that we do a parabolic blow off top price, thinking, I think that's a low chance, but I think it is possible. So that's how I think about it, is risk reward. So like it might go down 50%, in which case I'd probably personally buy some more. But the upside potential is still pretty big. And you're talking about something that is very, 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 quote unquote blue chip in the crypto world. That's a pretty favorable risk reward scenario in my opinion. So again, not financial advice. That's literally just how I think about it and what I chose to do with my own discretionary funds. My life will not be ruined if I'm wrong. So if somebody has a customer support question, just email. My email address is down below. So I also saw this pretty crazy video yesterday. I think this person has been in the news before, but let me see if I can pull it up here. I thought it was pretty interesting. I've heard this story before, but this is the first I think I've seen them interviewed. So it's the guy. It's funny in one sense. In another sense, it's not funny. Let me just pull it up. This is the guy who lost $350 million worth of Bitcoin in a landfill. Let's see if I can get it to play here.
In 2013, a British man accidentally threw away a hard drive. It contained 7,500 Bitcoin. Fast forward to today, the crypto inside that hard drive is worth more than $350 million. His name is James Howells. He's an IT worker from Wales. Over the past 8 years, he's been on a mission to find that hard drive by digging through his local dump. But so far, no luck. He once told NBC News, quote, "It is soul-destroying, to be honest. Every second of the day, I am thinking about what could have been." In a last-ditch effort earlier this year, Howells offered his local town tens of millions of dollars to help him find it. In a recent interview with The New Yorker, he said, quote, "I still hope and feel it can be done. And as long as I feel that, I will keep trying." The journalist who interviewed him now, DT Max, staff writer for The New Yorker. He's also an author. DT, thanks. Great to have you here tonight. So he has hope, or he thinks he has hope, but is there really any hope he's going to recover this Bitcoin?
Yeah, I think there's hope. I mean, there's two questions. Is the drive in a condition where it can be read? And will the town ever let him do the digging to unearth the drive? He's gotten a fairly positive response from experts on the first of those two questions. But, as to what the town will do, that's really hard to say.
Why wouldn't the town be in favor of this? What could possibly be the issue if he's willing to volunteer money and there's global attention on this effort to help this poor guy recover his millions?
Well, I mean, that's always a hard question when a bureaucracy says no, but their stated reasons are, well, one, the ecological damage from digging and throwing all that garbage, pulling all that garbage back out of the earth. Two, interesting question, how do you even know that that hard drive was in your garbage when you threw it out?
All right, so I won't play the whole thing. But yeah, it's pretty crazy. I mean, can you imagine losing 7,500 Bitcoin on a hard drive? So a couple lessons from that is basically, once you get into crypto, like you have to really start thinking about things in a different way than most people do, like your old hard drives, for example. So a pretty good practice if you're getting into crypto and like you're a long-term holder and you actually end up making some money, one really easy investment is to just like never get rid of your old computers. I know it's pretty tempting when you're like, hey, I could sell this thing for, however much and put it towards the purchase of a new computer. But it's one of those things where like it might not be worth the risk. You know what I mean? In case you ever forget about something. And even if you're really good at backing up data, the other thing is like, you never know what's going to happen if somebody gets a hold of your old machine and there's any kind of sensitive recoverable information on there, like that type of stuff. So just one little thing to consider if crypto does take you to a place of significant prosperity. Somebody says they've been to that landfill about 10 times. Somebody says you warned us about the last local top about the market. You were right. What do you think about this month? I mean, I don't have a strong inclination about what's going to happen in the short term. I got a pretty good sense of when things get really frothy. But as far as bottoms go, it's just a different story. My inkling, all right, you don't take this to the bank. This is not financial advice. I think we're probably pretty close to some sort of bottom. We could go lower from here. Again, I'm not telling you to buy crypto. Not telling you to make any real decisions about this. I think we're going to see I think we're seeing some significant resistance around these levels, especially in ETH, especially in Bitcoin. So why do I think that? I mean, we have prior highs around these levels, right? We have lows that are not much lower than this. It's not like the price just dumped straight down to these levels. It's just much more slow, much more gradual price decrease. Again, not a huge technical analyst, mostly just looking at the big picture here. Like I was saying before, like from the $4,000 level, honestly, I would see about a 50% price drop as being like a worst case scenario. That being said, I mean, there's always black swan risk, right? Like nobody knows for sure. Something could come out tomorrow that makes all of crypto worthless. Highly, highly, highly unlikely. But it is possible. But other than that, that's kind of what I see as the current downside risk. Now, I don't know if that means we're going to bottom soon. I think we're probably close-ish to a bottom in terms of price levels, but I don't know for sure. I have seen some significant, you know, thoughts that, we talk about institutional adoption of cryptocurrency, institutions buying, that we could see significant institutional buying in Q1 of 2022, which is just right around the corner. Institutions have a way of, moving cryptocurrency markets in a way that individuals can't, because they can buy in size in a way that individuals can't. I mean, imagine trying to pull $1 billion from friends and family. Even if you had really rich friends and family, like, it's still pretty hard to get $1 billion. And, Tesla bought $1.5 billion of Bitcoin for its balance sheet earlier this year. Somebody says it's impossible for some of these coins to go to zero if people have been losing their private keys. All right, so I keep talking about this in the live stream, but I want to bring it up again because it's so important for 2022. Little self promotion here. We are doing a lot next year at Dapp University, and we need to grow the team. So we are hiring for several positions. Our top roles are blockchain developer, content creator. So if you know how to create tutorials on screen and are good on camera, like show your face publicly, we want to hire you. And if you are a research analyst and a content creator, you understand how the crypto space works, you understand how to spot relevant trends in the news, you understand how to use blockchain technology, like can use MetaMask, understand how new projects work, and are good on camera, we need you too. So the whole idea is we're going to grow the teams. We can do more. I'm not going anywhere, but more people that they can help us reach our goals in 2022. Also looking for a full-time graphic designer, mostly for YouTube thumbnails, but also just general graphics stuff. And then a project manager to orchestrate all of the ongoings that we have here. It's a lot. So I'll put a link in the live chat replay here. It's dappuniversity.com/jobs. How long will the application be open for? Until the positions are filled. And even if we fill the positions, like, they might stay open. Like, we might end up just hiring more people as the right people show up. All right, everybody, that's all I got for today. As always, smash that like button down below for the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. That really helps these videos out so that more people can learn about blockchain. And if you're as fascinated with this technology as I am, you want to get your hands dirty, how can you get started today? Well, you can go to my YouTube homepage. You can find my free courses there. They're like Udemy courses, but they're totally free. And if you like those and you want to take the next step, or hey, maybe you want to take a master shortcut entirely, actually I become a blockchain master step-by-step start to finish over at dappuniversity.com/bootcamp. You don't have to be an expert to get started today. I've helped people with zero coding experience become real-world blockchain developers in a matter of months. So that's all I've got. Until next time, thanks for watching.